Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So it is a brand new year, brand new month. I thought today we could go over a few of my New Year's goals and kind of how I'm going about setting them up so that I'm more likely to reach them. And I'm also going to take you with me to the gym. We're going to do a full upper body workout and work some abs. It snowed so much here in Utah on New Year's Day. Sorry, Mona's barking. He sees another dog. It snowed so much here on New Year's Day, and it is so snowy outside and so cold, and I'm freezing. It's making me not want to leave the house, but we're gonna do it anyway. I do want to take some pre-workout before I go to the gym, but we're running low. We have like one pre-workout we bought at FitCon a while ago, which I think that's my only option to take today, unless I take Dallin's pre-workout, which has beta-alanine in it. If you don't know what beta-alanine is, it is the stuff that makes you like tingle and itch like pins in pre-workout. A lot of pre-workouts have it, and I absolutely hate that feeling, but some people love it. So we're not taking that one. I'm gonna take the other one. Then I did order a new pre-workout on Amazon by Optimum Nutrition in my favorite flavor. So I can't wait till that gets here, but it's not gonna be here for a few days. The lighting in our kitchen is never great, but we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna put my pre-workout in this cute glass we just got. Okay, so this is the pre-workout we're using today. It's cherry limeade. It's very tart, so it's not my favorite, but it will do, and it's 100 milligrams caffeine per scoop, which is like perfect for me. I don't want to overdo it. And then I'm also gonna add some creatine. I've talked about creatine before, but I'll mention it again. It's one of the most studied supplements. It will just help with muscle recovery, performance. It can be really good for vegetarians or vegans, as a lot of times creatine's found in animal products. I need to rub in my contour, sorry. But I suggest trying it if you haven't. I just got mine from Amazon. I'll link it down below. I noticed a big difference when I started taking creatine in my performance in the gym, recovery, all that sort of stuff. So I just take 5 grams and I measure it on my little food scale. So we're gonna do a full scoop of the pre. Look at that color. Cheers. My first goal for the new year is to take better care of my body pre and post workout. So I have been lifting weights, working out consistently for probably 5 to 6 years now, and I had a realization with myself at the beginning of this year that I have really neglected pre and post workout care, specifically foam rolling and stretching after my workouts. So the first way I'm going about this is making sure I always do a proper warm-up, which will include a few minutes of light cardio. 5 minutes I would say is enough. Then some foam rolling. Specifically, I have a goal this year to do at least 5 minutes of foam rolling every single day, even if I'm not doing a full-blown workout. Foam rolling is very important just for keeping your muscles in a good condition, making sure you don't have any knots. I really feel like I was letting things get tight, get knotted up, and it was putting extra stress on my joints. So sometimes my knee would hurt or my hip would hurt, and then I would go to foam roll and realize I have a fat knot sitting right by that joint. So I've really made it a priority. You can also foam roll after your workouts, and I've been trying to do both, just making sure I'm doing a lot of it. The other thing I'm doing with my warm-ups is dynamic stretching. So you want to save static stretching for after your workouts. Dynamic stretching is a form of stretching where you are consistently moving. You're not holding the stretch. So you can do different things like bird dogs, or here I'm doing like a thread the needle movement or leg swings, things like that, just to kind of get your muscles ready to go, get your body moving. And then I save all of my static stretching for after my workout, which I'll talk about in a second. But today's workout was a full upper body. I did chest, shoulders, back, biceps. The other goal I have this year is to have 5 lifting sessions each week. So right now I'm doing a split of 2 upper body and 3 lower body, and then to hit 8 to 10,000 steps every day. So this one's just to make sure I am getting enough movement in my days, and then on the days I rest, I still make sure I hit 8 to 10,000 steps. I just track this on my Apple Watch. But anyway, we're only 2 weeks in to the new year at the time I'm posting this, and I've already noticed a huge difference in my workouts and how I feel since incorporating strict warm-ups and cool downs. So for my cool down, when I do static stretching is where you're gonna hold the stretch for longer, at least 30 seconds. So it's that typical stretching you guys probably know about. So I will do things like hip flexor stretches and lunges. My hip flexors are consistently pretty tight, as a lot of people's are. And then I'll stretch out any muscles that feel tight or the muscles I was just working. I'll do this for probably about 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't need to take long, but I highly encourage you guys to put the health and safety of your body first and make sure you are properly warming up and cooling down. And it's just so important because you're not going to reach your goals of like muscle development if things are out of whack and things are too tight and you can't even work out properly because you have aches and pains. So just make sure you're putting yourself first and taking care of those things. Learn from my mistakes. Don't skip it, okay, guys? Okay, we are back home and it's time to eat. So I made myself a little lunch bowl, some white rice on the bottom, asparagus, pico, and then some seitan right in the middle, ground all up in my NutriBullet. So that brings me to talking about my next goal, which is nutrition related. So I have a couple goals. One specifically is that I want to be consistent with meal prepping every week. So like yesterday, I prepped out rice, made a big batch of it, and I prepped out the asparagus. Down, and I've already gone through quite a bit of it just in a day and a half, so I'll probably have to prep more today. Pre-prepping food is instrumental to making it easier for you to eat healthy, and I've neglected it for too long. I've gotten slowly better over time, but I just really feel like I could step it up. And then the other thing with nutrition is I want to aim to eat 80% whole foods and always prioritize protein. So eating protein with maybe, let's say, 80% of my meals. So 80% is pretty big. If you eat 6 snacks or meals during the day, then 4.8 of those would be 80%. So majority of the day needs to be whole foods. Protein, I am using sources like seitan that's in this meal, protein shakes. I usually have one a day just to easily up my protein. I use soy milk because it's higher in protein. I have soy yogurt. I just pre-plan high protein options that I love and I keep them in stock. So that's another big thing, is keeping your groceries stocked. Maybe pick a day that you do your grocery shopping so things don't get too low and you have your staples that you need. I'm aiming for 130 grams of protein a day right now, so I am tracking just to kind of see where I'm at. When you have specific goals, tracking can come in handy and be really helpful. So I'm tracking everything right now to ensure that I'm hitting my calorie goals, my protein goals. When I wasn't tracking just the last several months, I feel like I was actually under eating. Now that I'm tracking again, it's kind of good to check in with yourself periodically. Just make sure you're in a good range. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna eat this lunch. I got my sparkling water, love it so much. And I'm gonna chill for a minute and then we will talk about another goal that I've set for myself. I made myself a coffee, an oat milk coffee, just because I was craving it. I was actually craving a latte, but I thought I'm gonna be a good girl and make coffee at home. It's not quite hitting the spot that the latte I had in mind would, but it's okay. We are at our third and final goal I wanted to talk about today. I did set more goals than this, but these are the ones we're going to talk about. My third goal is to upload to YouTube 2 times a month. We're already started, obviously. You're watching this video. So I just need to film 1 more video this month and I'll hit my goal. And I'll keep that up the rest of the year. With all these goals we talked about today, they all have something in common. They are all behavior-based goals. Rather than setting just outcome-based goals, things that are out of your control, you want to focus more so on the behavior-based goals, things you can do every day that will help you reach your long-term goals. So really when you're goal setting, it's good to do two types, long-term and short-term. So long-term can be more outcome-based and a little bit out of your control. This is where you're gonna like shoot really big, you know, your biggest dreams, your biggest goals are your long-term goals. They give you somewhere to aim. And then your short-term goals are small, milestone, actionable goals that kind of lead you to hopefully that outcome-based long-term goal. Let me give you an example. So with YouTube, I remember my very first New Year's when I was on YouTube, I really wanted to grow my channel. So I set a goal to get 20,000 subscribers that year, which is all good and fine to have that goal, but I didn't set any other goals. Okay, so for a long time, I was just focused on this out of my control, outcome-based goal of having a certain number of subscribers, and I wasn't really doing anything to move the needle each day. So it took me a while to kind of realize that there was a lot more power and potential in switching that goal to something I could control. So now, instead of focusing on wanting a certain number of subscribers, I focus on something I can control, which is how many videos I put out each month. Another thing with goal setting is it's really important to challenge yourself enough that you feel like pushed, but not set the goal so high that the challenge feels too big, because then that can be discouraging. So for example, I could have said I would like to upload once a week to YouTube, because I really would, but I know with my schedule and what I've been doing currently that uploading every single week might not be the most realistic. Instead, I set the goal of uploading a minimum of 2 times a month. This way, if I do hit my goal and I'm uploading twice a month, I'm feeling like I stuck to my word and it builds my confidence, it builds my momentum, and I can always upload more than that if I have extra time. Whereas if I had said the 4 a month, I would just be stretched, and then when I maybe didn't hit that goal, it would be discouraging. I would just kind of lose my steam. And I'm sure you've heard about goal setting, if you've looked into it before, to set SMART goals. So it's an acronym that you can base your goals around to check them if they're good goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and reasonable, and time-based or time-sensitive. Let's compare this to like my goals from earlier, my health and fitness goals that we talked about in this video. So my goal of foam rolling 5 minutes every day. So this one is specific because I know what I'm doing. I know how long it is. It's measurable because I can just say if I did it or not. Did I do the 5 minutes or did I not? It's actionable because I can do it myself. I can control that. It's realistic because I absolutely have 5 minutes a day that I can foam roll. And it's time sensitive because I'm supposed to do it every day and it's at least 5 minutes. So another side note on these goals that I wanted to mention, I think a lot of the times when people set New Year's goals, they think they have to do their goal perfectly or they aren't going to do it at all. So say my goal is to meal prep and then I do it the whole month of January, say the first week of February I miss it. Rather than beat myself up for missing 1 week, I just want to get right back on it the next week. So that's why I set the goal to be consistent with meal prep, not necessarily that I'm going to meal prep every single week. Even though that's like the long-term goal, I just want to be reasonable with myself and set myself up for long-term consistency rather than thinking I need to be perfect. So keep that in mind with your goals as well. So last thing, just to compare this for you, to really hit it home, I want to give you some of my goals, but broken down into super vague goals that a lot of people tend to set at like the new year. So rather than making my goal of foam rolling 5 minutes a day, doing 8,000 to 10,000 steps every day, lifting 5 times a week, things like that, a lot of people make the goal to get in shape or to get healthier or to work out more, which are just really vague and can tend to not really hold you accountable in a way. They're just too broad. So same thing with the food. I want a weekly meal prep. I want to prioritize protein and hit 130 grams right now. It's my goal. Some people will say, I want to eat more protein. I want to drink more water. Any goal that ends with the words more or better is too vague of a goal. Get a little bit more specific with it. So I'd highly recommend writing your goals down, setting both long and short-term goals, and then making sure your short-term goals are making sure they follow that SMART acronym. And that is going to ensure that you're more likely to stick to them, be consistent with them. Being able to measure your actionable steps every day is what's going to keep you going. Sometimes long-term goals, they feel so far away from where you are right now, and those tiny milestone goals that you set every day are way better to focus on. I hope these tips helped. Please comment down below what your New Year's resolutions are, your New Year's goals, and let me know any videos you'd like to see next. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe because I upload 2 times a month. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!